son.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 1 between Team SG, Surreal Gaming, and Team aiR for the Legion Team League.
Gaming.
I am Buddha, and with me is Psych, who is singing for some reason.
That is me. No, I was echoing. I said Surreal Gaming.
Oh, I see. I thought you were singing. Yeah. It's cool.
No.
But spawning at the bottom right-hand side of Ohana, a player who has never played on this map before, we do have our player from Team SG HackNSlash.
And in the top left, we do have aiRFaithless, formerly known as Immaculate, spawning in the top left. In the top left. At the top left. DSL, Belshire Beach. Just kidding.
Okay.
It's Ohana.
Okay. Well, anyways, we do have...
Kind of looks like Belshire Beach for a second. I'm like,
yeah, a little
this
bit.
Isn't Belshire Beach.
Actually, you know, now that they took the side ramp off of Belshire Beach, just looks exactly like, except with destructible rocks over here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's called Ohana.
No, it is. You know, you're definitely right. Okay. But
I'm always definitely right.
Well, have you played on this map very much?
Yeah. It's an NASL map, or was? Was it an NASL map?
It was an NASL qualifier map, I think.
Yeah. So I played on a lot.
Yeah, I think you're right. Looks like our Terran player is going to scout a little bit before our Protoss player, which is kind of unusual, actually. Usually we see that probe go out a little bit earlier than the SC.
Yeah.
But what do you think about this map, man?
I like it. I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty big, deceivingly big, actually. Not too many bases, though, so you can only go up to max, like 5 base total. So short games are usually played on here, or shorter games, not like a Tolerary Malter game, or like a Shakira's Plateau where you can split the map easily. Because this map, you can split it, but it's a lot harder to, just because of the way the geography of the map is laid out. How there's a ton of like rocks and shit in the middle, and that sort of thing. So, yeah, my pro analysis, short game. Calling it right now.
Okay. Well, we do have what looks to be a Reaper expand here from HackNSlash. No, a Marauder expand. I guess that makes a little bit more sense against Protoss.
Yeah, this is actually really old school Marauder expand, and really, I don't like it. I didn't like it before when it was, for a couple of reasons, because basically right now you can do a tiny bit of damage with the Marauder and Marine, but it's not going to do much, and basically you're leaving the Protoss free to expand. For example, if he did a 1-gate expand, instead of getting that second gas, if he did a quick one, he'd hold off this no problem, and his command center would be delayed.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird. Typically when we see this kind of build, we typically only have one guy left on gas for our Terran player, so he can get that expansion up faster. But it actually looks like he's going for a Reaper after this. He's got 75 gas banked now. This is a little bit weird, but it could be pretty creative, man. That command center is going down now, and well, you know, if that Reaper jumps into the back of the base while all of his Marauders and stuff are up front, it could be, you know, it could be a little hard to hold.
Yeah, but if Faithless just stays in the back of his base and pretty much or on the ramp, this map is not very good for Reapers, and the only spot you can jump up is like towards the natural. So the Reaper has to jump up towards there somewhere, and if you can catch that Reaper off pretty quickly, it'd be nice for him. But sorry, not Immaculate. Faithless only has a Stalker and a Sentry out right now, so he's gonna have to force field, and this might do a little bit more damage because he did skip a unit in favor of Chrono boosting that Psychor a little.
So I feel like Faithless should be moving his Stalker and Sentry a little more over to the right-hand side of that ramp, I guess, just so you can get some extra hits as the bio comes up, but instead choosing to stay in the middle of his ramp. But it looks like our Terran player is actually just going to back off here. His expansion is almost done, actually. Way ahead of the Protosses. But Protoss on 3-gate Robo. We might see something like a 2-base Immortal, or 1-base Immortal bus. But actually it looks like he's going to take his expansion anyways now.
This is extremely safe from Faithless right now. I'd say a little too safe. 2 gates at the most could hold. At the least. At the least, at the least, I think that's the word.
Yes.
Could hold off this little attack here, and he really overplayed it a little bit. Safe. He could have read it, but he didn't. A little better, but yeah, he does have this immortal and pretty sizable army right now, and
Terran player just gave up all of his units.
yeah, that's pretty much all he has, and really this push is coming up here soon. Does he have a probe? Probe is coming down, so it looks like he is going to try to do a little attack here, a little pressure. And HackNSlash got 2 reactors on those barracks, and so he really delayed all the units coming out, so they're just starting to come out right now, and Faithless might hit a pretty cool timing here. We'll see how it goes, but I don't think it's going to win the game. It might.
I don't either. He's actually making another immortal now. Is he going to wait for that to catch up? Oh my god, adding 2 more gates. So we're going to have a 5-gate robo here. I wonder if he's going to wait for this expansion to come up. He does have the observer up top now, and you know, he sees the 2 bunkers and a lot of units up there. I don't think it would be a good idea to push right now.
No, it definitely wouldn't. Force fields are pretty good. You can force field off the bunkers, but he just has way too many units, including stem. So with stem, he's going to be able to hold off pretty much anything that Faithless could have done there, and he's just going to pull back. And he can still do a big timing here. He is getting those 2 gates, like you said, so maybe something in the future is going to come up here, but we'll have to see.
It's a possibility. Another immortal being added here. He's going to go up to 3 immortals now, with a lot of sentries gaining energy here. Has a proxy pylon up in a pretty hidden location, actually. It's kind of weird that that ramp is located like that. It seems like the perfect spot to proxy a pylon, actually.
Yeah, it's a really good spot. A lot of these new maps, people don't really know where to look for any kind of proxy buildings. On really any maps, like in Brood War, all the maps, like, you knew where proxy stuff would be, and you'd check it every single time. But stuff like this, you know, he's not going to check there, so that pylon's relatively hidden.
Yeah, and this would be like the Terran's 5th base, so it's definitely possible to go up there and check for it, but it'll be a long time if he doesn't check for it.
Yeah, definitely. So Faithless right now actually getting a warp prism, so it's going to screw with the Terran a bit. Oh, and he's actually salvaging those bunkers. I do not like that idea at all.
What? But he's got a lot of bio and stim completed with medevacs on the way.
He does have a lot of bio, but warp gates are just coming up for here, Faithless, and they're kicking in. And once you get a ton of units coming out for Protoss, it's going to be difficult. I can't say difficult, but it's going to be hard for the Terran to really do anything here, as long as Faithless just keeps warping in and not stop. But he does see this pushing out here, and really this Terran force looks really scary, but in a couple of minutes, or a couple seconds actually, it's going to look a lot scarier, because +1 is coming. But a warp prism in the back of the base right now.
Alright, well, Zealots are being warped in. We actually have a second starport up for a Terran player, even though he didn't see the Robo Bay. So he is guessing that there are going to be Colossus coming out, I assume, and getting ready for Viking production here. Always a good assumption when you see a Robo. And, well, our Terran player, I don't think he can do any damage on this ramp, assuming Faithless gets decent force fields off. I think he should have waited, but, oh my god, is he really going to elevator in on top of him? Okay.
Yeah, that would not be a good idea at all. For the Terran player, he really needs to push back here. These force fields can just force field off forever. What he can do is kill those rocks in the back, split his army in half, and go up there and up the ramp at the same time. That'll put a little more strain on the Protoss player, but it's going to be pretty hard.
I feel like Faithless is using too many force fields here. I feel like one force field on one side would be fine. If the Terran player tries to run up there, I feel like a second force field coming down would be just more devastating than that would be otherwise.
Yeah, and they're actually both killing the rocks right now. That was kind of awkward.
Concentrated effort, man.
Oh yeah, and this third base is actually almost finished for HackNSlash here. So this little contain, I guess you could say, by the Terran player is doing pretty well here.
Yeah, definitely seems that way. But you know, a Colossus is out, Thermalance on the way, a second Colossus on the way, and I believe only one Viking has just now been completed.
Yeah, one Viking, it's heading his way to the main army, but that's it, basically, for Vikings on the Terran side. And 2 Colossus here. Thermalance almost done. He has actually 4 Immortals, actually, in that army. So those Immortals are going to do a ton of damage, along with the Zealots, and basically the huge Protoss ball that he has here.
Yeah. So, you know, Terran upgrade slightly in the lead. It is currently 1-0 for attack for a Terran player. But with 2 Colossus out against pure bio with 1 Viking, and Guardian Shields and Force Fields, this...
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Immaculate just pulled all of his probes.
To
his third.
That has to be a misclick.
I think
He probably like
double
shift
clicked or
queued.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
so that's definitely
this is
not good at all.
bad. He hasn't seen it.
Yeah, that's really, really bad. He can't let probes not mine. But yeah, anyway, as long as the Protoss gets good force fields here, he can beat this Terran army pretty easily. But yeah, if he doesn't, then that huge bioforce is just going to overrun his. And really, I don't see anything going good here for the Protoss. I'm looking around the map. I see a third base already up for the Terran player. Those probes now just getting back to mining, so that was huge. And upgrades are in Terran's favor. Basically, Protoss has nothing going for him. And if HackNSlash can just wait out a bit, get more upgrades, get everything up, and his infrastructure, he could probably take this game pretty easily here with 1 push.
And take a look at the supply count. I mean, it's 185 to 148. There is a huge supply differential. Ton of bio on the field. Looks like our Terran player is going to go and try to snipe off this third. Has he seen it? No, he has not. But poking up there a little bit, getting kind of forced back by the Protoss player here. Double Forge going down. You know, I think we need to see a transition to High Templar here. I don't think continuing to go Colossus at this point is going to be all that beneficial with all the Vikings coming out.
Yeah, definitely not, especially with all the money that Immaculate or a Faithless does have. He's just now getting those 2 forges. They are very late. He should have a lot better upgrades right now. And this goes all the way back to the beginning of the game, where he played a little too safe with that Robo and the 3 gates. I mean, it slowed down his tech pretty hardcore. And his expansion, his economy was all slowed down. He didn't get up upgrades fast enough, and now it's just piling on him right now, and it's going to be really hard for him to win this game.
All right, well, 4th Colossus is out, but Colossus are getting targeted down by those Vikings already. Wow, a lot of force was going down, keeping this bio. Oh my god, the bio is all balled up. 2 Colossus out, putting as much damage down as they can, but Faithless' supply dropping very quickly.
Yeah, there's no chance for here for the Protoss player. I mean, he just got way too far behind. The 3rd base was up for the Terran player very quickly early in the game, and there's GG.
All right, so Faithless giving up that first game to HackNSlash, and SG is going to go 1-0 in this best of 9.